The kids are back to school and I have been too busy laying on the couch and taking bubble baths while eating bonbons to think about dinner. So that is why I love my Crockpot meals. Now, today I have 4 Crockpot meals for you, and I attempted a Crockpot dessert recipe that was an absolute fail. So for those of you who have been wondering if Christine has a fail in the kitchen sometimes, yes I do, and I will be showing it to you today at the end of this video. So let's go over 4 amazing, delicious, they could be like after school snack things, they could be easy and fast dinners, and a Crockpot flop, if you will. So hook me up with a thumbs up and let's get started. In your slow cooker, we are going to put 1.5 pounds of baby red potatoes, sliced but not peeled, into an empty, non-greased pot. Then 2 poblanos. I think these might be Anaheims. I picked them from my garden, so I have 4 like little baby Anaheims here. Basically a poblano or Anaheim, it's all whatever. So put those in. Sliced 7 to 8 ounces of deli ham. I just cut this into smaller chunks so it would kind of spread out more evenly. A drizzle of oil to coat everything. Potatoes can handle a lot of oil. 1 tablespoon of dried oregano. Of course, I will eyeball that. I promise that's a tablespoon and not like a 1/4 cup. Everyone thinks I get this wrong, but I swear to you, if you had me up here with the measuring spoons, I would be right. And some salt. And remember, potatoes can handle a good bit of salt, but ham is also salty, so maybe go a little shy on the salt for this one. I'm gonna give this a stir. As I'm looking at this, I don't think I have enough oil. I'm gonna drizzle some more oil on top of this. I just don't want it to stick onto the bottom, you know? Oh, that's the end of that one. Okay, that one's gone. Time to put in another Thrive Market order. Another drizzle of salt on top, and it is as easy as that. Lid on, let's cook it on low for about 7 to 8 hours, or on high for 4 hours. Eventually. It has been 4 hours on high. I just want to make sure that my potatoes are cooked all the way through, so I'm gonna give them a little poke here. Yep, we are soft. We are good. So what we're gonna do now is dump all of this on a platter basically. If you're serving it now, if you're not serving it now, go ahead and turn it off and keep it in here just to keep it warm and put your cheese on now. I'm putting it on a platter and serving it now. So let's go ahead and do that. It is so hot, oh my gosh. Now your basic topping is just gonna be some shredded Monterey Jack cheese, which is what I am doing right now. And of course, this is a beautiful side dish to go with any main that you would like to cook. Or if you added a little bit more ham, this could probably be the main dish, honestly. Put that on there. If you got some cilantro, throw that on. And you could even top it with some salsa, but you don't have to. Totally finished dish, smells amazing. I can hear the raindrops falling. It's cold outside. In your crock pot of choice, we're gonna mix together our sauce for the Thai chicken and noodle dish. So to start out with, we will do 1 cup of broth. I have this chicken bone broth in my pantry, and this is 2 cups right here, so I'm just gonna use half of this. A 1/4 cup of soy sauce. 3/4 of a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes, which is actually a good amount. Thai food to me is spicy more often than not. A good amount of that, generous. 3 cloves of garlic, or if you're more efficient, it's going to be this tube of garlic. I mean, it doesn't probably taste as good, but it is convenient, I tell you what. Into that, we will add 1 red bell pepper, here we go. About 1.5 pounds of sliced chicken breast. Again, you can also use sliced turkey if you want to. You probably use steak if you want to. I'm just using chicken because I have it and it's cheap. Lid on, and let's cook on low for 3 to 4 hours. 3 hours later. After my chicken is cooked for about 3 hours or so, I'm gonna add a couple more ingredients. In go a bunch of green onions, maybe 1/3 of a cup of peanut butter right there. In this recipe, do not use the natural peanut butter. It separates too much. Try and use the processed kind. Chunky or smooth, doesn't matter which, although I like smooth. And the rest of my chicken broth mixed with some cornstarch is gonna go in there. Lid back on, and let's stick this sucker on high for another 30 minutes till everything gets bubbly and comes together.
Meanwhile,
Go ahead and cook up your favorite ramen noodles. I picked up these because they didn't have the seasoning packet. Of course, you can do the cheaper ones that do have the seasoning packet, but set that to the side and use it for something else because we do not want to do that. We just want plain ramen noodles. My pasta is cooking and almost ready. And let's check out our peanut butter thickened sauce. Oh, steam out the camera. Did you guys check out my new serving platter? If not, I'll leave that video linked down below. It's awesome. And it's about time to pull our pasta out and put the whole dish together. I can hear the raindrops falling. It's cold outside and I kinda feel like calling, but it's too late now. I just miss you. For our meatball sliders, I'm gonna start with my sauce. 1 can of cranberry sauce. I realize it's upside down and that's because they put the label on upside down. Oh man, come on, come on. Wow, that does not want to come out at all. You can use the whole berry stuff or the jelly stuff. I feel like cranberry sauce needs to be the jelly stuff, like the one that has the shape of the can on the outside, you know what I mean? Oh, come on. Oh, yep, there we go. Yeah, that is appetizing. And 15 ounces of tomato sauce. These are super small, so I did use 2 of these. 1, 2. 2 more ingredients to make it nice and spicy. Some crushed red pepper flakes. I'm gonna go half a teaspoon or so, maybe a little more. I like it spicy. 1 packet of onion soup mix. I know, hold on to your hats. Go ahead and give it a wang jangle. Okay, next up, add your meatballs of choice. I just happen to have this one in my freezer, so I wanna kinda try and use it all up. Approximately 2 pounds or so, and I don't think I'm gonna use this whole bag. All right, this opening is like super small, actually. Hold please. There we go. That's about 2 pounds of meatballs. I'm gonna save the rest for one other meal for my family. Try and coat them a little bit with the sauce right here. Not too much, it's not that serious. And you can cook this on low for 3 to 4 hours or high for 1 to 2 hours.
2 hours later.
Woo, it has been a couple hours, so we're checking in. Yeah, I'd say those are ready for the sandwiches. So let's go ahead and build that right now. Oh, that looks so good. My meatballs are totally done. The sauce is warm, and so you're gonna pick your roll of choice. I'm just going with these super small ones today to make a mini slider. Some sliced provolone, and then you can build your sandwiches. And I don't know how many sandwiches each person will want, but 3 seems like a good starting point. And I didn't realize these were not sliced. A sliced roll will definitely make this go faster, but either way, it's a quick, easy dinner. Line them up like this and maybe do 1 meatball per sandwich, maybe 2 meatballs per sandwich. Not really sure. 2 looks pretty good for as small as these are. Because this is on the big side also. No, okay, that didn't quite rip in half. You can, of course, do whatever cheese you want, but I like provolone. I think provolone is good. Lid on, serve with whatever side you want, and dinner is served. This is going to be the easiest recipe for wings you have ever done. And since I found some wings on clearance recently at my grocery store, we're gonna add the entire package of wings. Don't put that in there. So this is about 4 pounds of wings or so. I had originally frozen them, but they are now thawed and in my Crockpot / slow cooker, to which I will add 2 more ingredients. 4 cups of salsa and a half a cup of brown sugar, and that is all. I'm using a combination. I have a couple open in my fridge. I have this one right here, and I don't think it's quite enough, so I will be opening this salsa verde as well. Okay, I ended up using all 3 jars that I had. Here we go. This is actually about 3 cups of salsa. It should be fine. Cooking doesn't have to be that serious. Now baking does have to be that serious, but cooking, not so much. Kind of want to make sure they're all covered a little bit. Brown sugar time. Huh, that is a problem. Good thing I buy stuff in bulk. There's a 1/4 cup and there's a half a cup. 1/4 cup, so I had to do it twice. That is literally all that you do. Lid on, and let's make sure I don't mess up the timing of this one. Low for 5 to 6 hours or high 2 to 3 hours.
2,000 years later.
It has been 3 hours on high for my wings here. So we're just taking a little look-see. Just wanna make sure that they are cooked all the way through. Some of them look like they can go a little bit longer. So I think I'm gonna put the lid back on maybe for another hour. So maybe 4 hours is what we need on these wings. All right, I think they have definitely cooked long enough now. What I'm gonna do is dump these into a baking sheet and stick them in the broiler for a few minutes in the oven, just because I definitely want them to be crispy. So let's do that now. Oh, those look beautiful. Okay, now that you have seen the 4 meals, which were all a hit, by the way, the Thai chicken noodles, I don't understand why like ramen noodles are tastier than regular noodles. They are. That is my opinion. If you agree with me, let me know down below that we are like, you know, we're here. But like ramen noodles and rice noodles, I love them. But when it comes to regular pasta, I can kind of pass. I just think that's really interesting. That was delicious. The sliders, what a hit across the board, like such a win. The potatoes and ham, wow. I'm gonna have to put that on the rotation a lot. To lead into this fail section, I was trying to make a pumpkin custard. So basically it's like a pumpkin pie in the crock pot without a crust, but I made it small. My ratios are off. For whatever reason, it was super watery and the texture was not right. So I do not recommend you make this recipe, but I did want to show you that I was trying to put together a recipe that I thought was gonna be a winner, and it wasn't. So let's check that out now. For our dessert, in our crock pot today, I thought we would kick off fall with some pumpkin. I know it's not really fall yet, but it's like almost fall, right? The air was brisk today. Let's just say that. I'm starting with just some canned pumpkin, and we're gonna mix up a pumpkin souffle in this bowl right here. 1 cup of just canned pumpkin, not canned pie filling, canned pumpkin. 12 ounces of evaporated milk, not to be confused with condensed sweetened milk. That's not the same thing. 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 2 eggs, 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger, and I'm gonna use this too because it's so convenient. So about like that. Zest 1 lemon. I have the wrong hands. I gotta go do it like this. And 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, although I don't measure cinnamon, so I'm just gonna do whatever I want. About like that. And time for some whiskey business. Pour this in a 1.5 quart or liter souffle dish or baking dish. I have this one right here. Hopefully it fits. Fingers crossed. Yes. Cover your dish with foil and stick it in your crock pot. I could only get this to fit in my 7-quart crock pot, or maybe this is an 8, I can't remember. I tried to fit it in the 6 and it did not fit. Then we're gonna put water on the side, 1.5 inches up the side of the baking dish. So we're creating like a little mini oven situation. It's floating, ah! Just don't make it so high that it's gonna like go into your baking dish. That's all you're trying to do. Okay, lid on, cook on low for 4 hours.
8:01 p.m.
Let's check on our pumpkin custard. Oh, so hot. This is floating in like scalding water. So I'm gonna need some oven mitts to get that out of there. Also, can I just say, what is the magic of aluminum foil? You put aluminum foil in the oven at like 450 degrees and the food will burn your skin off, but you can touch aluminum foil. Like, what is this sorcery? You can kind of see my cinnamon gathered in the middle there. It's definitely a little bouncy, but that's all right. Because this is not aesthetically pleasing, we will sprinkle with some more cinnamon to hide our mistakes. There we go. Oh, I always have a problem with the cinnamon coming out of those tiny little holes. We're just gonna, you know, be generous. Okay, there we go. You do want to serve this warm. It's a touch liquidy. I wonder if I got some water in there by accident. I definitely don't want that right there, so I'm gonna kind of pour that back in. So I don't know what I did wrong there, if I should have drained the actual custard, but that's all right. And we are going to take it over the top with some spray whipped cream because it's easy. Yes. That's about how I like to eat pumpkin pie right there. Womp, womp. Once again, do not make the pumpkin custard. Okay, I'm gonna tweak it. I'm gonna tweak it because I really want to make it work. And I gotta figure out why I had some texture issues and water issues. I'm gonna play with it and hopefully come back to you a little bit later during like pumpkin spice season, also known as like Thanksgiving and Christmas, hopefully with a better one for you. So if you wanna stick around for that. Hit the subscribe button if you have not yet, and follow me over on Instagram. I do a lot more like fitnessy family stuff over there, along with some deals. It's hit and miss. I kind of do whatever I want. That's the main theme of the channel and my Instagram. I just like kind of do whatever. So join me for the craziness. I hope you enjoyed today's Crockpot video. I will leave a full playlist of all of the Crockpot videos that I have made so far, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.